Hi, I'm Karen. I was just sitting here in my well-stocked kitchen, kind of looking around and thinking about the past month or so, um, while my husband has been home recovering from knee replacement, doing well, thank God. Um, he was furloughed, which is kind of funny because he's been at home the whole time. But what was really furloughed was his paycheck. And I was just sitting here thinking about the fact that really we didn't miss a beat. And I guess there are a couple of reasons why, and I just kind of wanted to share those with you. One reason is that at this point in our lives, we know that what we need or we know the difference between what we need and what we want. And so, as long as our needs were met over the past month or so, we've been content, at peace, and grateful to God. But the other thing is this, and my husband kind of mentioned this to me several years ago, and then again a couple of weeks ago, as we were watching television and seeing federal employees being interviewed. And I kind of chuckled, and he said, "What was funny?" And I said, "Well, for the reporter to expect a federal employee to make some negative statement about President Trump or the federal government or something of that nature is just unrealistic." And I thought about the day that Condoleezza Rice um, uh, was conducting the ceremony for the swearing in of my husband and his colleagues. And I realized that, federal employees in many ways are motivated very differently than the rest of us. And I asked my husband, I said, "How do you see this job?" And he said, "Well, I see it as an opportunity to perform public service. That's what I'm doing here." And so, often I've been kind of in a critical mode about municipal employees and federal employees, and we tend to kind of see the negatives and all the stuff that they get wrong. And but he kind of pulled me up and yanked my chain there when he said, "This is an opportunity for me to do public service to serve the good of the people of the United States of America." Wow. Um, Federal employees ultimately work for every president. They're not going to be negative about the president. They're not going to publicly make ugly statements. Um, and they work for us. They work for the good of people. So I started kind of, made me think in a much more compassionate way as well. As I sit here, this is my favorite room, the kitchen. I love to cook. I love to read and hear and study. And I sit in my nice, warm, well-stocked kitchen and I think to myself, um, the fact that at this age, we have made lots of mistakes and God's given us the opportunity to correct them and recover. And He's been gracious as well. And so we didn't really miss a beat when we didn't get the couple of paychecks. We have other resources at this time. We have supportive family. Even institutions have been supportive to us. St. Mary's Seminary, where I attend, the Ecumenical Institute, allowed me to get myself registered and ready for class. And they worked with me. They worked with me financially until I was ready to pay that bill. And thank God, I was able to do that and continue working on that master's degree. But I do have compassion because many people are not in a position where losing a paycheck or two is something that they won't miss a beat. They're going to miss a lot of things. And I heard that there were soup kitchens um, and pantries open. And that means people have run out of food. They're not sitting in a well-stocked kitchen. People are struggling. People were required to come to work, and gasoline is not free. And so I just, took a moment today to think about how difficult it is for people to operate without their paycheck, to pay their mortgages, to get to a job that's not paying them, to maintain a healthy attitude at that job all day long, not being paid, still having to pay bills and take care of their families. And so just, wanted to share that because I think compassion always works for me, and it's always humbling and helps me to be grateful. Okay, I can't believe I've had all this time with no company in the kitchen, no babies, no noise. So signing off, this is Karen. Thanks for listening.